Some major developments in the murder of 12-year-old Jocelyn Nungaray in Houston. Forensic tests have determined what many feared, that she was sexually assaulted before she was killed. That makes the two suspects eligible for the death penalty, a punishment Jocelyn's family says they oppose. A judge set a $10 million bond for the two suspects. Both are illegal immigrants who arrived in the U.S. from Venezuela earlier this year. Police say the night of June 16th, they lured Jocelyn to a bridge where they strangled her. Her body was found in a creek the next morning. Prosecutors say one of the men admitted to tying her legs and had bite marks on his arm. Earlier this year, both were apprehended near El Paso, released and ordered to appear in court. The details are graphic and difficult to hear. Trial attorney Karen Conti is with us now, author of Killing Time with John Wayne Gacy. This is just a horrific and sad case, and I think about her family as they learn these details. Karen, your book, Killing Time, has a lot to do with the death penalty, and I know you're a law professor and you teach courses about capital punishment. How does this play into this horrific case?
Well, in most states, a simple murder doesn't make the defendants eligible for the death penalty. There has to be an aggravating factor, like the woman was pregnant. There are multiple deaths. It was a police officer. So in this case, this sexual assault will make these two eligible for the death penalty because in Texas, if there's another crime that's being committed along with the murder, that makes the defendants eligible. So while this is a horrible detail, this makes the case stronger for the prosecution.
How does it factor in, though, if the family says they do not support the death penalty?
It's really interesting. The prosecution doesn't have to listen to the victims' families because when you are prosecuting as a prosecutor, you're doing it on behalf of the state of Texas. You're not doing it as a private citizen. But certainly the prosecutors are going to listen because who's more affected than the family of this little girl? And that if you don't have the cooperation of the family members when it comes to sentencing, they may not want to testify. They may not want to be part of it. And so when you have a reluctant witness, they're not good witnesses. So my guess is if the family is adamant that they do not want the death penalty for one reason or another, the prosecutors are going to honor that desire.
And ultimately, Karen, is it determined by the judge, and what factors would the judge be taking into consideration?
The jury in Texas decides if there's a death penalty or life in prison, and it must be unanimous. The jury can make their determination based on a variety of factors, the history and background of the defendants, the egregiousness of the crime, and a number of other things. And if it's not unanimous that they want the death penalty, then the defendants by default get life in prison.
Does Texas still lead the way in executions?
They're right up there. Between Texas and Florida, they account for over 60% of all executions. But the death penalty is falling out of favor, and so even Texas is executing fewer, and fewer jurors in Texas are actually giving the death penalty. Their record is not what it used to be. And I think it's just a matter of public opinion. It's just falling out of favor.
You know, these two, it's been widely reported, they were illegal immigrants. They had been brought in before, released. One allegedly cut off an ankle monitor. Is there a chance that they would get deported before this case even goes to trial?
No, that's not going to happen here. They're going to be tried, and if they're convicted, they are going to have to serve out their sentence or be executed before there's even a thought of deporting them.
What do you expect from their defense, and will they be tried separately?
It's a good question. I think that the defense might be, listen, give me life in prison in exchange for not seeking the death penalty, because the death penalty really is a great negotiating tool because, if someone doesn't want to be executed, then facing life imprisonment is going to look awful good. But, if the DNA comes back and the sexual assault is related to these two defendants, I think this is a very difficult case to defend.
Yeah, this new forensic evidence, damning and also heartbreaking. Karen Conti, as always, thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.